he had walked them and whatnot. It was a fun day. It really was a fun day. But, you know, it had been actually 5 years ago, he wrestled at the Commonwealth game over there. He's done that several times.
Mr. Hunter's here, we just haven't made it.
Coming in.
I guess Leo called.
Yeah, because we're having questions about.
We're not just selling meters there anymore.
No, it's everything. It's like
So
a
if that's what we're gonna do, then maybe we should open up on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because the people come down and do yard sales.
All right,
Like we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. The reason we're doing this is to introduce the two applicants for the interim District 1 council seat and allow council and the public to review applicants' qualifications, provided an opportunity for questions and discussion. Copies of the resumes back there, if anybody wants to see them. So,
You can't hear it? Is your mic on?
I don't know. It's doing something.
Yeah, it's for.
Is it on? It's red. And what I'm going to do now is, did y'all hear what I was saying about why this meeting's called? All right, I'm going to introduce the two applicants, and each one has a 5-minute overview of their background and their interest in the District 1 seat. And the first one I'll call up will be Tammy Scruggs Duncan. Please, and you'll have 5 minutes.
Well, good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight, and I've submitted my name for the honor of consideration to fill Lance Carson's seat on City Council. Lance and I talked about this several times, and it's really why I'm here. I told him that I would. You have my resume, and you can see that I've been involved in public service all my life. I've worked in local government, employment and training, low-income housing, long before I spent the last 30 years bringing arts and cultural activities to our local adults and school children. I'm sure that you know that I am also currently involved with our education system and our economic development efforts. This work's given me a working knowledge of public policy and procedure, budgets, FOIA protocol, and what it really feels like to make those hard decisions that you folks face every day. Big challenges like infrastructure and environmental quality, mental health, substance abuse. But I know this community, and I know how to work together as one public body. Had some experience with that. But I guess if I had to stand here and tell you why I wanted to help lead our city, it's because my commitment to Covington is deeply personal to me. I was blessed to grow up in this special place, and I chose to bring my children here so that they can have the same benefit of being deeply rooted among the good people and the strong spirit of our hometown. I believe in a Covington where we can take care of one another and work together to solve our challenges. I know that times are different now, but I hope that Covington will always be that place. I have a working knowledge of local government and would like to take the chance to help. I'd also like to say that I'm proud to be considered in the same company with a person of the integrity of Mr. Goff. He's a good and honest guy, and I've known him since we were kids growing up in church together. While I could follow him and support him fully if he's your choice, I'd appreciate the chance to serve District 1 as well. I can promise to stand up for the needs of our individual citizens while also working collaboratively with council in the best interest of our city as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and the next applicant will be David Goff.
I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity to come in tonight. I grew up here in this town for 61 years. I've been a successful business owner thanks to the people in Covington that support me. And I would like to support this city and see it continue to grow and where everyone can work together. And as she said, I can work with her and she can work with me, whichever you choose to pick. But I would like the opportunity to work with you all and see this city continue to grow. We need to work on our infrastructure. We need to work on getting grant money in here so this town can continue to survive. It's struggling in many places right now with things that need help, and I'd like to be a part of that and try to help get it done if y'all give me the opportunity. And I appreciate you all. I've not worked in local government, but I am a business owner, a successful business owner, and I would like to have the opportunity to share that with you all and pass it on to City Council and see what we can do together. I'd like to thank you all very much for having me.
Thank you. I got a cheat sheet up here. It helps. All right, now we're going to have a question and answers time where the public would like to ask any questions. We'll take the candidates one at a time. Like to ask any questions of the candidate they may. The public has 2 minutes to ask for the 2 minutes per question. And we'll start with Tammy, and council members are also included in the question and answer. And we'll start with Tammy first. If there's anybody like to ask some questions of her. How would you go about keeping the residents informed of the goings on of the city and council and what they're trying to do and doing and so forth?
Well, I answer my phone when I got phone calls. I know that the city releases information. I don't think I would use social media for that because I think that's a policy that's not good. But anyone who had any questions or needed answers should call me, and I would be open to take calls anytime. And if I don't have the answer at that moment, then I will find out the answer and get back to them.
I've been asked things a lot, didn't know the answer to, but I find out, I'll find out.
And it's been my experience with the school board and on the college board as well, that people will come and talk to me about things that I need to research because that person's perspective may not be the whole story. And it's always nice to get the whole story before you start answering questions.
Especially along both ends. That's all I have.
I have a question.
Okay.
So if you were appointed, are you planning on giving up your school board seat?
Oh, I'd have to. Legally, I'd have to do that. And I
Is
think
that a conflict for them if you were to give up that seat?
the process, according to your city attorney, is that I wouldn't do a thing until, if you guys decide that it's me, I would immediately resign from the school board, and then they would have the same process of 30 days to fill my seat, or you would fill my seat. They wouldn't fill my seat. So that's a council issue that you would fill, and I am only serving on an extension. When you appointed me as your representative, I was to serve to June 30th of this year. But in the meantime, the referendum passed for elected school boards. So they don't whoever's elected this fall, take office until January 1st. So my term that was to be up on June 30th has been extended for the 6 months till January 1st. So the same procedure, I would immediately, by law, have to resign from the
Yeah,
school.
that's what I had looked up, and it's like when you take the second oath, then the first one, basically, is void.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it's,
Well, and I would go ahead and do a formal resignation.
yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh, you have to have more questions.
Mr. Wolf?
I was gonna say, because I have another one.
Well,
You know me, I'm always full of questions.
Well, ask me.
So if you do not get this appointment, or even if you do, are you planning on still running for the special election in November? So you would have to have your name like written on the ballot, so.
I wonder what the timetable is for it, because you'll have to, whoever does that will have to get signatures.
No,
No.
no. It's already, it would have had to have been turned in, I think, by like June 15th or something like that.
It's a
so-
total write-in vote.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
Like Jay Woodson was for the school board, it would be,
Uh-huh.
that's our understanding. The judge gave us special permission for a, special election in November, so you would have to actually be a write-in.
Well, and if it went well, if it was awful, maybe I wouldn't, but it went well and I fit in the groove and you felt like I felt like I was being of some service, I would, yes, definitely look at that. And then I'll have to do another, I'm a poll worker, I'm the poll manager for District 1, so I would have to step out of that position at least for the special
Yeah.
election.
What do you see as the biggest challenges facing District 1 and how would you approach them?
Well, I'm really impressed with what has happened in the last, well, since Mr. Dressler came into his position. I think it's an exciting time to be part of the city. He's had decades of dedication to the city, but there's a lot of positive energy and growth in the city. District 1 has infrastructure problems, you know, but they're working those streets that I thought that looked like a war zone. Many of them are beautiful, and I know that there's a schedule for the street paving and alley repair. Al and I were talking about the brick sidewalks the other day because they're my favorite thing about Old Town. And so I think mostly District 1's challenges are in infrastructure. I know that we probably have an older demographic than some of the other districts. So to get people involved, there's also a lot of empty buildings in our district, or absentee landlords, absentee homeowners. So that I think might be a challenge. But I think that there are some policies maybe in the works to deal with that sort of thing.
All right, anybody else?
If you put on, what will be your biggest thing in the first 90 days?
My biggest what?
How difficult to see what you would do in the first 90 days?
What would I do in the first 90 days? Probably keep my mouth shut and learn. Really, because while I have experience, I don't know all the details. So I would probably follow your lead. You already have systems in progress for at least the first 30 days. But I feel more like, you know, like a team player. Like wouldn't want to just jump out there and start doing stuff. I would like to go around door to door in the district and get to, you know, get to speak to the constituents in the district, just to introduce myself to them if they don't know me and find out what their concerns are. So I could do that in the first 30 days. But I really would like to sit back and become accustomed to what you all have going on and really learn first.
How would you go about getting in touch with you?
Getting my what?
Getting in touch with you?
Well, there's a list. I can get it at the registrar's office of at least registered voters, and then the rest of them, I just knock on their door. I mean, I know pretty much you can get lists of who the homeowners are by address on each street, but I think it would be just knocking on doors, meeting people.
All right, anybody else?
Are there specific policies or incentives you would advocate for District 1 or the city as a whole?
Well, you use the word incentives. I talked to the city manager about some incentives for property upkeep or upgrade. We had a citizen who owned a lot of property in the past, and his policy was he would fix the house up on the inside, but he knew if he fixed it up on the outside that his tax assessment would go up, and he would have to pay more taxes. So he left the outside at an affordable state. And I think we could probably encourage people to do a little bit of that curb appeal if we maybe give them a little break on their personal property tax. If they've invested just on one quarter, one of the, they're not quarters, they're semi-annual, but just if they could just get a little break in their personal property tax if they've invested money in the curb appeal and the upkeep of the outside of their homes. And then, of course, economic development has a whole lot of different incentives to try to get business in here. We had a housing summit last week where they talked about incentives, maybe tax breaks and not having to pay for your building permits or getting a waiver the first year to encourage businesses to come here. So that's the kind of incentives, I guess, I would look for.
All right. Are we good? All right. Thank you, Tammy. Mr. Dollar.
Yes, sir.
Questions to you? Y'all have questions? Lead off with anything?
What do you consider your key strengths that would benefit the residents of District 1?
Key strength would be, I know infrastructure to a certain degree, how things work, mechanical knowledge of the infrastructure. And there's a lot of things around here that need help, and we need to get in and get grants for that. And taxes is important. You can't operate a city without money coming in, unfortunately. But what we need to do is work on grants. And that's one of the things I would like to see done.
What do you think the biggest challenges in your district are?
Biggest challenges is we've got dilapidated property. We need road repair. There's a lot of things that needs to go. Rivermont School needs something done with that. There's a lot of things that needs to be looked at and taken care of. And try to get business in here, in these empty buildings and places.
Anybody else have any questions? Mr. Hunt?
How familiar are you with the responsibilities and the legal requirements of the city council?
I'm not familiar at all with it, but I'm open to learning it.
I have the same question that I asked Miss Tammy over there, but do you plan on running for the special election in November, whether you're appointed or not?
I do. I had talked to Lance previously about running, and like I told Lance, as long as he was running, I wouldn't run against him. But at the time, if he decided to step down, and we had talked about that I would like to put my name in and run for it. And I've talked to some people with the city, some law enforcement, about riding around through the district and through the whole city and see what we can do to help them.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, well, since you're up there, if there's anybody here in the public that wants to ask Mr. Goff a question or now's your time.
Everybody's looking at me. I don't have anything. Unless I guess I would. I would like to ask affordable housing.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned Rivermont School, businesses. We need affordable housing in our city, not just our county.
I agree.
So that's an address.
That's something.
I guess that would be my only thing.
I agree with that. That's something we can look into, and I hope we can work together with you all. I mean, like I said, I would be brand new to the whole thing, but who to get a hold to and who to check on for that? The government, I'm sure there's government programs out there for that.
So just a quick update on the Rivermont facility. Plans are being sent as we speak to our developmental services office, Mr. Tyree. So we would hope to begin hammering and nailing, so to speak, between the latter part of this year and the very first part of 2026. The school building will be first, and then down on the playground area there will be a matter of 3, 4, 5 houses down there to complement the
Will
Rivermont
these
building.
be homes or like a tiny home community?
They will be homes. They will be homes. And of course, Rivermont School, Bibi, do you remember off the top of your head how many apartments we're getting in there? Well, I won't say
Somewhere in the
that.
neighborhood of possibly 40,
But-
yeah, it's between 35 and 40 apartments in the Vermont school itself.
Wonderful.
That's great. So, but yeah, the Rivermont building is underway, and we do have another school building that we, the city, own in the south end of Covington, Edgemont, and there are some encouraging things on that front as well.
Wonderful.
Actually, you move in one direction, and then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 other things show up. So, but
It's like a chain reaction.
housing is a real need. I appreciate the compliments about the summit that we just had. And today we were fortunate to do a media interview with the Allegheny Journal. And we spoke at the summit how all the governments are working together in the need for housing.
Very.
It's much needed. And in the name of chicken and the egg, we do have a 100-acre pad site that's ready. We need to be prepared for housing. So we're diligently working on that, but good comments from everybody. Questions?
Any other questions from the audience? Yes, here. All right, well, Dave, I guess, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Tammy. Anybody in the audience have any questions for Mr. Brooks Duncan?
No, I think it was addressed and it would address both of them for the district that they would get in, where, you know, with affordable housing, because we need that. We need that. There's not enough of them. You know, a lot of our larger homes are too large for small families, you know, and they can't afford a lot of the heat bills because these homes are outdated. There's no insulation in there for them. So therefore, everything runs higher. So yes, I agree, we do need some apartments or some affordable other type of housing. So I do like things like this, that makes me happy.
Let me send you to the Allegheny Journal, posted our housing study, the Economic Development Corporation. Well, actually, Allegheny County led the charge on that housing study, but it included the entire area. And Jerry has posted the entire study on
I'll have to see if I
the
can pull that
journal.
up.
And you can see there's plans for, we have 9 different properties that are being marketed right now. And Edgemont and Rivermont are looking to feel, even if there's a need for senior housing.
Agreed.
And low-income housing, and then we can't sustain say an industry wanted to locate here, and they had 300 jobs. And even if they were bringing those 300 people from somewhere else, we don't have a place for them.
No, we don't.
So people like Robert Fralin, who was at the summit, is very interested in doing more development. He did the development down there at the YMCA. And he is interested in another tract of land to do the same sort of thing, townhouses, condos.
Even tiny homes, there are some nice affordable for your seniors. Tiny homes would work perfect, make a tiny senior area, community.
Well, the developers at the summit were from away from here, most of them, and that was really the thrust, was to bring big people with deep pockets here to look at what we
With
have.
deep pockets,
See what the,
you are looking at more crime. Our area
no, I
is.
mean, deep pockets to build these buildings.
Right, well, that may be true, but I'm thinking if you bring a lot of outsiders, which I do not mind outsiders, I have no wellness on them whatsoever, but we are a community that is already, drugs is our big issue. And when you bring those outsiders in, you set them up for more of a chance to bring some of those crimes in with them.
Well, these are just the people that built the
Gotcha,
properties.
I got you. I mean, I understood that first, but I wanted to explain why I said what I said.
Let me ask this just ain't just a form of low-income housing or affordable housing. I mean, right now, rent has done got outrageous around here.
Very, for our area it is.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of places around here is going what Roanoke is paying. And how is affordable housing, house to low income going to be able to afford $1,200, $1,500, $1,600 a month? That's what a lot of these places are going for.
Well, if you get the money to build the low in, or develop the low income housing, there's a threshold where you cannot charge more than it.
But what's that threshold?
It's usually a percentage of the income of the person that's submitting the application. Much like Dolly Ann does it. I mean, it's based on how much money you have. You can't expect them to invest more than 30% of their monthly income on rent or housing. So it's a formula based on how much money they can afford.
So it's 30% if you bring home, if you gross $3,000 a month, that's $900 a month rent. I mean, when people's working at McDonald's making $12 or $13 an hour, how are they going to afford $900 a month rent? That's still not affordable.
You check the housing study, because that they talk extensively about the median income here doesn't meet the cost of building the properties needed for the people to live in. It's a conundrum.
Yeah.
Because our folks don't make enough money. If you build a 3-bedroom house that right now is building, it's $170,000. You don't.
Kind of getting off
Okay.
topic here a little bit.
Okay. Sorry.
I thought we were discussing.
No, well, that done,
Thanks, Fred.
that done gone. I'll get with you after, well, you can address council after we get done with this part. That's okay with you?
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Okay.
His microphone.
I'm gonna try to get this buttoned up, get it finished, and then you can address the council if you'd still like to.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
Oh, God.
All right. I want to thank both of y'all for being here and expressing interest in that seat. It's disheartening that this chamber's not full.
Very.
There should be more people interested in this. They'll be the first ones that'll fuss, but that's okay. You know, you get used to it.
Well, I wasn't aware of this meeting. It was just by chance that I had a situation come up that I seeked out to find out if it would be an open meeting. So I don't think the word's getting out there like it should. It's going by word of mouth, and a lot of our older people are not Wi-Fi savvy or smartphone savvy. You know, I mean, I, for one, will walk out of a restaurant that tells me I have to use my phone to pull up a menu. I will not sit there. I want my hand on it. Well, I'm more of a visual person, so I'm thinking that we need to figure out a way to let our citizens know more of it instead of putting it on Facebook, internet, that type of thing.
It was run in the local paper too.
We cover all media, all media
medias
sources.
is covered.
I agree, but a lot of
Print,
people
it was
do not.
in print, it was on the internet.
We're responsible by rule and they're advertising how often and they post you on the door and all
I
those things.
understand, but that has a lot to do with it, because a lot of people just are not getting the word out. They're not getting the word.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I would just like to share one thing with our two candidates as the appointment comes about in another week, so that you don't get blasted because you're the next District 1. There is sidewalk improvements scheduled for here in the downtown area, and there are pavement improvements scheduled for the Rivermont area. So just don't want nobody to get poked at before, but that's on the books right now between now and June the 30th.
All right. Thank y'all for being here, appreciate it. And tonight's meeting was just for information and discussion only. And there will be a formal vote on the interim District 1 council seat. It's scheduled for Tuesday, September the 2nd. And applicants' resumes will be available for review. And I think that's about it for tonight, so I'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Get a second.
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Huh? Well, yeah, you wanted to address
I can
council.
come next week.
No, we'll hear you out. I thought what you were saying.
No, it's about a totally different issue.
Okay.
And I can come back next week, it's no problem. Just as long as I can get on to speak next week,
You can be the first one to speak next week.
that'll be fine.
I'm sorry about that. I
No
apologize.
problem, no problem.
Yeah. All right, then. I do apologize about
No,
that.
no, probably need to go to you first anyway.
Don't you want to keep us there?
Yes,
You sure?
Thank you, man.
Rob.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
I assume you're aware of.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker.
Thank you.
Hey, you. I hope they have room to phone. I'm sorry. Nice to meet you. Must be the other side. Well, I hope you know quickly.
He's going to go. Oh.
Is Jerry still?
Don't, I have to.
Which one is that?
When does she need to know this?
That is.
Last 2 weeks ago.
This is the Roanoke Valley Allegheny Regional Commission.
One that we told at the last meeting.
On the table.
Yeah.
I still need some.
Yeah, I do that. Put that on my calendar.